And welcome into your French Grand Prix here for F3 tonight. I will be your host, Days Freak, alongside my co-com, the slippery Scotsman himself, better known as Aaron Sco. How are you doing, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm not bad. How are
Do it all right. Do it all right. You and I got some GTA down before this,
you?
so I'm feeling good
First
right
lap
now.
should be an interesting race.
Certainly shall. Drivers' Championship has been secured. Of course, there are other positions in the Drivers' Championship that have yet to be decided. Let me go to the website and look up the division standings. Still a tight fight for P3 in the championship between Fister, Nifty Nasri, Harry Dwarf, and even Blazer Guns if he can get himself a good race tonight, which will also feature a sprint race, just a short quality session, one 18-minute long qualifying session for tonight, unlike the usual full quality that we do. Do you think anyone risks it on softs for the sprint race? Will there
I'm
be
not sure
rain?
really, because I was gonna risk it on the softs, but I was happy that I didn't, because those softs didn't last very long, especially in like the first qualifying session.
Personally, I would have risked it. I'm not gonna lie. I'd have been like,
Yeah,
might as
there was
well.
safety cars as well, so.
Championship's over for me. I might as well just go for something.
Mhm.
But if you don't know by now, I despise France in this game. I've never really liked France, but this game I just hate it with every fiber of my being. There is no positives to this track, and frankly, I'll be happy when we don't race here anymore. Now, even though the
It's gonna be in the game.
I've been hearing I've been hearing rumblings about it, and I'm praying to whatever god there is out there to not include this track in next year's game.
We need some classic tracks back.
Yeah, replace this with Hockenheim, Kyalami, literally anything. I don't care. Just
Get some new
please
tracks
do
in the
not
sim
bring this one back.
recently.
The pit lane is trash. The track is trash. Everything about this place is trash. Manny Core would be okay. I would not mind Manny Core. You can actually not only defend and overtake, but also get this drive at
Mhm.
Manicore. We've got a dark and cloudy start to this session. Not rainy, at least not right now. Harvey Thomas has rejoined the session. That is good news there. We will have 19, not 20 drivers like I had predicted. Ruley Ethan is also joined back. Don't have anyone joining just yet either. And as soon as I said there was going to be a full grid, someone decided to bounce.
We already have a retirement.
Well,
Yes, by
Alpha
Alpha.
Alpha had a qualifying ban, and I
Alright, understood.
believe Karma did too. I have to assume that's why he retired. And either that or he's got the same sentiment on this track as I do. First man out of the pits is the Alpine of Blazer Guns in the French car at the French track. Gotta wonder what he'll do tonight. Following him is the Williams of Corks, who missed last week's race. We've got the Haas of Pfister, among others. The overall Constructors' Championship was sealed last night, despite Orphan and Mando not doing very good at all in the main race. They did score enough points in the feat and the sprint to clinch the overall Constructors' Championship, which, let's be honest, they kind of clinched it after Austria, or even earlier, I honestly think. But in this division, McLaren's not P1 in the constructors. In fact, they're P2, down 73 points to Aston Martin. You're going to need a perfect night, oh, just about a perfect night, just to be able to have an outside shot at taking the Constructors' Championship here in F3. Modcat has rejoined the session. That's good news. Right on board with laser guns here. Out of the final corner, opens up the DRS. Heading to the line now. Turns 1 and 2. Turn 2 last night proved to be very tricky for a handful of drivers. We're down to 5th gear here. 4th, 3rd now. Nearing the end of Sector 1, the time he's going to put up is a 22.508. Oh, and he touches the inside curve and he loses it to start Sector 2. Move on to course. 22.538, just 300ths of a second off of laser guns through the first sector. Out of the final corner, entering the Mistral Straight now. The final corner before the Mistral Straight. Top speed of 203 miles an hour. Down to 4th gear here for the Mistral Chicane. 3rd gear on exit. Rides the inside curve there. Rides the curve again here. Through the first 2 sectors to 50.695. Maintains pretty good speed through there. Down to 4th gear. Half on the throttle on exit. Through the final corner now, all the way down to 2nd gear. Out of the corner now, opens up the DRS. And across the line now, it's going to be a 131.65. Pfister immediately beating that by almost 3 full tenths. Blazer Guns with a 47.9. Unfortunately, he did have the spin, hence the lack of pace there on that lap. Looks like he'll be going again here. Slinky across the line, a 32.1, a 31.2 for Desbro. Drivers' Championship might be over for him, but he's going to fight tooth and nail to keep P2. Yeah, 30.8 for Techers. It's P2 for him. Next man to cross the line will be Willie Bum. He's invalidated his lap. So I don't know if he's going to go again, but he's certainly got the ERS for it. So I imagine he will. 45.2. Also got Epic Frenchie now coming out of the final corner. And despite the name Frenchie there, he is not actually French. Believe it or not, it's a 32.0 for the AlphaTauri driver. P6 on the board. Soggy Salmon now opens the DRS out of the final corner. Looks like he might be starting an out lap. No, he was on a kind of a hot lap at 39.8. Guess that was a bit of a warm-up lap. I'm not sure. An interesting camera angle here as he's lost it out of turn 2. And as I did say, it's been a very difficult corner for some drivers to make. And Harvey Thomas has got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Richie Rich. Oh, jeez. And he's one of the McLarens has a missing front wing. It's Thomas. What has happened here? Or perhaps entering the pit lane. Graceful Rook across the line, puts up P7. It's a 32.1, just behind Epic Frenchie. Haas currently holding P4 and P7. Of course, only a little over half the grids put up a lap. Got Slim Shady coming out of turn 2 now. Immediately by 3, then 4, 5, and at the end of the first sector, it's a 22.6 through the first sector. Onto the Mistral straight, opens up the DRS. Top speed of 208 miles an hour. He's running a much lower downforce than the last driver we focused on here. So how much will it help him and how much will it hurt him? 50.9 through the first 2 sectors. Absolutely flying right now. I'm through a very tight and technical sector here. Zooming all the way out for this angle here. DRS. Heading now to the line. It's going to be a 31.7. It's P7 just behind his teammate. Coming through the final few corners now is Blazer Guns. Looks like he's running a faster lap, but I don't know if he's going to put up much of a better lap than he's already got. He's opened up the DRS now. He's using the ERS now, so he might have been on it. What? Okay, perhaps that was his out lap. I don't know. This game's confusing me. Ethan across line puts up a 30.9. It's P3. Switched over to him at the perfect time there. Catch the tail end of his lap. Got Nifty Nasri now. He's coming through to the end of sector 3. Out of the final corner now. Across the DRS opens it now. And across the line it's going to be a 31.766. It's P9 for the Mercedes. Harry starting his hot lap now. Gonna move back to Blazer Guns as he's coming through sector 3 now. His teammate's just ahead of him. Doesn't look like he's on a lap. He's gonna get out of the way. Good job there by Soggy Salmon. For a moment I thought he'd give him a tow down the pit straight, but I wasn't all 100% sure about it. Out of the final corner now. Sam looks like he could be getting a tow off of Blazer Guns now. As Blazer's across the line, it's a 30.832. He's just 9 thousandths off P2. It's P3 for the Alpine. Oh, and Blazer's around. No damage though, because the walls are about a light year away from them on both sides. Soggy Salmon now, certainly 1.4 seconds improvement for Soggy Salmon through the first sector.
Mercedes and Nifty Nasri's on it for sector 3.
But he doesn't look like he's in the way of anyone though, so good thing there. Soggy Salmon out of the Mistral chicane now. Through the first 2 sectors, he's just over 3 full seconds faster than he was. Harry across line improves by a little over a tenth. It's still P1. It's a 130.597, just under a 130.6. Switch Techers was improving by over 2 tenths through the first sector, but he invalidated his lap. Blazer Guns looks to be on an in-lap here. Fister's invalidated his current one. Porks has invalidated his lap. Richie Rich across the line puts up a 30.7. It's P2 for the Ferrari. Ferrari's current fight is to keep P5 in the constructors over Alpine and Red Bull. And Alfa Romeo if push comes to shove. Richie Rich is just invalidated, but good news for him is it's his in lap. To move over to Corks, he's also invalidated his lap, so we move to Modcat. He has yet to put up a lap. He's opened up the DRS, heading to the line now. And across the line, it's a 32.1. It's only P16. He doesn't gain anything more than one position. Harvey Thomas, gotta think he's on an in lap. Run out of fuel and everything. Five minutes and 15 seconds left. We've got a few drivers out here. Still trying to improve. I'd say if this is their last lap, they came out a good bit too early. We got Slinky through the first sector. He improved by a 10th. He used to be a Division 2 driver. He's been dropped down to F3. Through the first two sectors, he's improved now by over 4/10, almost 420. Going through the final sector now. He's got his teammate and a McLaren ahead, though. Ruley Ethan, the man ahead. Let's see if Ruley Ethan, he's invalidated his current lap. Desbro on an out lap, I'm pretty sure. Back to Slinky. To the penultimate corner. Now the final corner. Opens the DRS. Heading to the line now. It's going to be a 131.8. He improves by over 3.5 tenths. He must have lost something in the final sector. It's only P12. Yeah, not sure what happened. I saw the yellows. Soggy Salmon trying to go out for one more lap. I'll be right back. Gonna ride on board with him.
pole man by 0.089 tenths. Oh, seconds, sorry. Still getting used to it. Harvey Thomas also carrying that penalty, which will drop him 5 places, will drop him to P12 for this sprint. I think we could see a variety of different strategies here. A few drivers gambling on it, I think. Sure will be an interesting one. Looks like we have Adam Kelly ready up front.
Right. I am back. Apologies, folks. Right, and look at the little design on his helmet. And Despro, apparently both the McLarens forgot not to hit each other. Fun. From the back, we've got Karma, Alpha, Modcat, Graceful Rook, Epic Frenchie, Soggy Salmon, Slinky Maliki, Slim Shady, Corks, Willy Bum, Nicky Nasri, the McLarens of Harvey Thomas and Despro, Fister, Really Ethan, Ipswich Techers, Richie Rich, LR Blazer Guns, and FFR Harry to lead the way. So in order for McLaren to keep themselves in the Constructors' Championship fight, they need to be within 44 points, apologies, within Aston Martin. And Ipswich Techers being the only Aston Martin, he's got to basically hope that he doesn't get outscored by more than 20. So if they get P1 and P2, he's got to be P3 to keep the bleeding to a hold. Epic Frenchie gets a misalignment on the grid. That'll disqualify him. He'll be starting a little further back than he would like to. Now we are just waiting for the Alpine of Soggy Salmon. One, two, three, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go here for the French Grand Prix. Laser Gun's not getting a very good start. Richie Rich, on the other hand, getting a phenomenal start off the line. He takes P2. Ipswich Techers looks to make it 3 wide into turn 1. Not the idea you want. Harry's just gone away. Doesn't look like there's any crashing, except at the back. There's a huge RG barge at the back. Oh, and we get a car off. It's a Red Bull. I think it's Slinky. Got a few others. Harvey Thomas all the way in the back now. A little bit of contact in the back. Oh! Oh, yeah. A lot of spinning and contact. A lot of guys not able to get the feet under them. Certainly not. Slim Shady without a front wing. He's going to have to let Harvey Thomas through. I mean, one way or another, he's going to, certainly. Harvey goes off the track almost to try and take the position. Oh, Slim Shady almost pushing him off the track. Harvey gets the position, though. Meanwhile, back at the front, looks like Blazer Guns is caught back up to the Alfa Romeo of Harry since the start. Aston Martin right now is 73 points ahead of McLaren, and it's looking like the gap is going to continue to increase as Ipswich is P4. That'll be 5 points if it stays like this. Desbro is P9. He's just outside the points looking in right now. Got to think he's going to be trying to get past this Williams one way or another. Retired from the session. No, wait, he's retired. Oh, no. Nope. Yeah, he did. I wasn't sure where he was for a second. Because, hold on. Slim Shady stayed out on a completely missing front wing. What is the strategy here by the Williams? Because he's only gotten a virtual to maybe help him a bit, but I mean, either way you look at this, he's probably going to be starting the main race P18. And it's a green flag. He hasn't even hit the chicane. This is a nightmare for Slim Shady. He stayed out. I'm not sure why he did, but he did, and now it's going to hurt him. Certainly does. He might have either he's got a tad bit of wing damage from that turn 1 incident, or maybe he's just got a really low downforce setup. Oh, hit the brakes really hard, and that's going to allow Pfister through. It's P4 for the Haas. Currently, your biggest winner in this sprint race is Soggy Salmon. He started all the way down in P14. He's up to P7. Oh, Desbro. And it's side by side. Oh. They keep it clean, though. Fantastic move by Desbro, showing why he was a contender for this championship. Torque is coming back at him. Got the DRS. Into the chicane. Torques out, breaks him. Oh, almost loses it on the curb. And that's going to get Desbro the position back. And now it's going to give Nifty Nasri a chance to fight this move. They're side by side. Oh boy. Oh, this could get dicey. No, they keep it clean still. Absolutely phenomenal battle between these two so far. No. But neither driver hitting each other either. Hold on. Teckers is around. Oh, he's coming back out on the track. What is he doing? Did he not hit anybody? Oh my. No one hit him. No, there's no way. Someone they had to have avoided him. He doesn't have any damage. Oh, I'm talking about the guys that almost ran into him. I don't know about his original spin. That could have been contact there. Certainly. But the fact he managed to avoid all of that might have saved him possibly the biggest penalty we will have ever seen in our lives. Oh yeah, he's way wide out of the final corner leading up to this straight. He's got the DRS on Pfister now, so he must have lost it in the tight section before the DRS zone. He's not close enough to Pfister though. So Pfister will take P3. Blazer Guns. Oh, and he's lost it! Oh, wow, he did a full 360 there. Wow. His teammate Soggy has just passed him for P5. And he continues to have just a fantastic sprint race so far. And right now... Oh, Desbro got an illegal overtake on Blazer, and that's allowed Corks through, but Corks had to go wide to get past him. And right now, it's looking like Desbro's going to get at least P6 if he just keeps himself right here. Harvey Thomas started on the mediums, pit onto the softs. So he's only done like one lap on those mediums, which means he will be able to use them for the race. And this is why I say it could be worth risking it on the softs for the sprint race. Oh yeah. P5, Soggy Salmon being the leader. The guy right behind him is his own teammate. And then all the way down to what could be P13 if Rachel Rook and Frenchie start to pick up the pace a bit. Currently, you have 5 different drivers with a 3-second time penalty. Willie Bum got the move done long before the DRS point. Can Soggy Salmon keep Corks behind? Looks like he can. Corks doesn't get the move done. It's P5. Laser Guns. Oh. Desbro gets passed by Nifty. I don't know what happened there, but... Yeah. Down to P10 now. He needs to get some points to put a dent in that deficit his team has on Aston Martin. He doesn't need to worry about Ipswich. Ipswich is about 6 seconds or so back. Okay, 5, but still. He doesn't need to worry about Ipswich. Oh, it's Soggy! And everyone goes off track to avoid him. That puts Desbro back to P9. P5 at one point. Tragically, he's back down to P14. He just... Maybe he overheated the tires or something, trying to keep them behind. Lost focus, who knows? Meanwhile, at the front, Richie Rich trying to catch up to Harry. He's done a massive job to keep himself within the DRS of Harry, but I don't know if he can do much more. Willie Bum with another 3-second time penalty. It's his second one of the race. Alpha with a great job. And Alpha had a grid penalty to start this race, just as Karma did. He started P18, he's P7 now. With these 3-second time penalties ahead of him, he could gain at least another spot or two, at least. Maybe even 3 if he can catch up to Ethan. Got to be within 3 seconds of Ethan. He's 3.6 or so right now. Got a yellow in the back. It's from Modcat. Not sure what's happened to him, but seems to have just lost it. With 3 laps remaining in the sprint race, it's a 9-lap sprint. 27 laps for the feature. Alpha's got to get past Corks here if he wants to get P6 or even P5 off Blazer Guns. Blazer Guns has got to hope Corks can keep him behind. Corks using a little bit of ERS on the exit of that corner. Oof. Alpha with an enormous speed advantage there, but it's not enough for him to take P6. Doesn't get past him soon. Blazer Guns might be outside of the 3 seconds he needs to be. From Alpha, Nifty looked for a move for a moment on the inside, but it wasn't meant to be. Modcat with a 3-second time penalty now. As I was about to say earlier, oh, we got another yellow. Oh, okay. Waits for Thomas to get through. Drivers with a 3-second time penalty include Ruley, Ethan, Blazer Guns, Corks, Graceful Rook, 6 seconds for Willy Bum, 3 for Modcat and Thomas. 2 laps to go. Richie Rich is only half a second behind. We got continual yellow flags for the Alfa Romeo of Modcat. So on the one hand, they've got a guy P1. On the other hand, they got a guy P18. Oh, you mean Haas? You said Alpine. I'm like, are you sure it's an Alpine that's losing spots? It looks like it's the Haas of Rook. Oh, yeah, he does. Jeez, they got close. That was... Modcat's retired from the session. We got Alpha taking P6 away from Corks. After about 2 laps of waiting behind the rear wing of that Williams. Yeah, he's certainly not giving up yet. He's fighting for anything he can get here at this point. Coming through the final few corners. Coming to the line, it'll be the final lap of the race. Harvey Thomas has just gotten a 10-second penalty. I think he may have cut the whole chicane. Final lap of this sprint race. The AI of Modcat is out on track. Oh boy, they're going to have to watch out for this. Oh, the game needs to fix that kind of stuff. Blazer Guns gets past Ruley Ethan. They're still fighting for P4, though. If these two don't stop fighting, Alpha's going to be able to catch up and take both of their positions, either on or off track. I don't think Alpha will care how he gets it, as long as he gets it. But with these two fighting still, it's definitely going to happen. Back at the front, Richie Rich. He's going to make the move down the inside. He's got no ERS left, but he's got the move done. Oh, a bit of contact. Where is Harry gone? Harry's off the track. Oh, no. He doesn't get a penalty for it, though. Yeah. With the contact he had, if he didn't try to do what he just did, he probably would have spun. So, phenomenal awareness by the Alfa Romeo. Try to keep the car on track and not get a penalty at the same time for it. Oh, and Graceful Rook's around. Boggy Sandman's going to get the position off of Willy Bum, who's P13, but he's got time penalties. Out of the final corner, Harry's going to give it everything he's got now. At this point to try and take the position back, but it's going to be all for naught as across the line, Richie Rich is going to take your sprint race win. P2, Harry, a fantastic fight between these two in the final lap. Pfister P3. P4 is going to be Alpha after penalties. Ferrari having a fantastic day to start off. Blazer Guns P5, followed by Ruley Ethan, Desbro, Nifty Nasri takes the final point in the sprint race. Corks P9, Slinky P10, Frenchie, Ipswich Techers, Soggy Salmon P13, Willy Bum, Slim Shady without a front wing. He did this entire race without a front wing, and I'll give him credit for that. He at least stuck around for. At least he stuck around. I'm just not sure why he didn't pit. He probably could have gotten points. Who knows? Hello, Rory. How are you doing, bud? Driver of the day, Alpha. I would definitely not argue that. Dude started P18 and he got P4. A fantastic job by the Ferrari.
My audio.
No, apparently not, because Twitch doesn't like to include audio unless you manually do it yourself. That was fun. 14 positions gained by Alpha. Frenchie gains 4 positions, 3 positions for Slinky. Unfortunately, on the other end, you've got drivers like Harvey Thomas, who lost 9 spots, 8 spots lost for Ipswich Techers. I imagine those two will definitely be looking to regain those positions. Slim Shady losing 3, 4 for Willy Bum. And now we're on to the main race. No, he's just very quiet. Ah. Okay then. Looks like we're going to have a sunny start to this race as well. Doesn't look like it's official time though. It looks like it's like late afternoon.
Okay, well I have ticked the box now, so Twitch should be able to hear me.
Alright. No one ready up early, or I swear on my life I will find you.
It looks like the majority of the grid are going to be starting on the hard tyres, apart from a few, who include Richie
Probably for
Rich,
the
who's on
best.
the front row, Vista. We've also got Ipswich Techos, who's down in P12 after a very unfortunate incident in the sprint race, who's going to be starting on the mediums. And then we're going to have the two people at the back in the Mercedes and the McLaren of Karma and Thomas, who are both going to be starting on the mediums as well.
Alright. From front to back now. Starting on pole for the main race will be Richie Rich. Followed by Harry, Fister, Alpha, Laser Guns, Ruly Ethan, Desbro, Nifty Nasri, Slinky, or no, Corks, then Slinky. Corks in the back for whatever reason. Slinky, Frenchie, Ipswich Techers up to P12. I thought he was P14, I guess it's P12. Soggy Salmon, Willy Bum, Slim Shady, Rachel Rook, the disqualified cars of Mod Cat and Karma, and finally the tail end of the field will be the McLaren of Harvey Thomas.
It looks like I'm going to have to leave this session because I'm stuck on the race director for some reason.
That's unfortunate.
I'm going to need a invite back.
Yep, I got you. There's your invite.
Yeah, I'm just reloading the game up.
Sure.
I've had to do a full restart.
The only drivers on the medium tires are Richie Rich, Pfister, Ipswich Techers, Karma, and Harvey Thomas. Everyone else is on the hards. Ipswich and Pfister both with misalignment on the grid slots. As you can tell, Pfister will be starting a lot further back than he would like to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go here as Blazer Gun seems to be the only one who gets a good start off the line at all. Oh, except Nifty Nasri, who gets an absolutely phenomenal start off the line. He's all the way up to P6, side by side with Alpha. He's gotten P5. Blazer Gun's up to P2 now. We got a lot of yellows in the back.
We have massive contact between an Alpine and a Red Bull.
Slinky and Soggy Salmon off at turn 2. Blazer Guns gained 3 positions off the line. Harvey Thomas up 7 positions. And we're not even in Sector 2 yet. Say we weren't even in Sector 2 yet. Desbro getting past Nifty Nasri, retaking P6. Ruley Ethan, unfortunately, with not a very good start, losing 2 positions down to P8. Slinky losing 9, 5 loss for Soggy, and 3 loss for Willy Bum. Harvey Thomas has gained another position now. It's 8 positions on this first lap. We appear to have a bit of lag. I'm not sure if that's a driver or the server itself. Ipswich Techers up to P10. Harvey wants to have any hope of beating, he and his teammate beating Aston Martin. They got to carve into that championship lead. They scored 2 points as a team in the sprint. A lot of contact between Karma and Frenchie there. Richie Rich, of course, putting up the fastest lap. He's 9/10 ahead of the Alpine. Gains almost over 2/10, I should say, out of turn 2.
With the best start out of the lot with 8 positions gained.
Yep. I'll move on to that now. Got a fight here for P3. Pfister trying to get past Harry. Looks like he's got the move done before the breaking point. Oh, Ruley Ethan loses a handful of positions. He's all the way down to P12, P13 now. What's happened to the Red Bull? Epic Frenchie now passed him. Red Bull not having a very good race at all. Inside, trying to take the spot away, but he gets turned, or he should say, kind of turned himself, really. I'm not sure why he was trying to peek the move there. That's just not the place you want to try and overtake at. Unfortunately, it sends him in a spin. Richie Rich now over 1.5 seconds ahead of Blazer Guns. Almost 6/10 to Blazer Guns in that last lap. And we got a yellow in the back. It's for Modcat. He's lost it out of turn, like, 13, I think.
Seems to be really struggling in Sector 3 through the sprint and through qualifying as well.
Yeah. Oh, Desbro's lost a handful of spots. What's happened to him? He was in P6, and now he's down to P11. McLaren want to have any shot in the Constructors They've got to hope Desbro can make a comeback here.
The Haas is closing in on Blaze Guns. This is going to be enough going into the chicane. No, it is not. This looks like it's going to have to back off for a wee bit here. But it looks like it's going to get a better traction out of the
Ipswich gets past Nasri. Ipswich trying to make sure that the Constructors' Championship ends here tonight. He's up to P6 now. After starting the race down in P12.
We've got Thomas and Cox going side by side. It's almost 3 wide going into the right-hander.
Oh boy. They're trying to get Corks. Oh
and it
no.
looks like Thomas is ultimately going to take the position.
Or maybe not. Corks
Cork's
trying to
gonna
fight
come
back. Oh, a little bit of contact.
Oh,
Oh, a little bit more. You guys got to get off each other. Oh, and it's Karma around. Everyone taking evasive action to avoid the McLaren, or the Mercedes, excuse me. And he's still sitting there. He's got to wait for everybody to get through. Okay, he can go now, or maybe not. I don't know. He's still stuck. Oh, there he goes. Heartbreaking for Karma. Start the race off. He was looking good.
Still over the back of Blazer Gun.
Pfister, if I know anything about Pfister, it's that he never gives up on a fight. He's got a fantastic run out of that last corner there. But Blazer Gun's using every ounce of his ERS to stay ahead. Oh, and we got another spin. It's Karma again. Oh, and Modcat spins too. 2 spins in the same corner at the same time. Well, not exactly the same
Ethan
time.
moves ahead of Soggy Sam going into the chicane. Oh, there's contact! And that is spun Ethan around. That could be said to the stewards because Soggy Salmon has caused Ethan to spin.
Certainly could.
It has gone from bad to worse for Ethan.
Well, my kid seems to have a pretty solid opinion about that as well. Karma gets a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Must have been pretty severe for a 5-second.
Better looks like he's going to make the move on P2. Blaze Gun didn't seem to really fight that, to be honest.
Karma's crashed. That could be something. It is. It's a safety car.
It's a full safety car.
Oh, and Richie had a 3.3 second gap on those guys. He was just pulling away. He's going to be absolutely devastated to see that safety car come out now. He needed that to come out lap 10 at the earliest.
Well, this is going to give him a chance for Ethan to pull back up along with Willie Bob Man Modular Car. Ethan pits the seams for a new front wing, I think it was.
We got Slinky now behind the safety car trying to get past. We've had past problems with the safety car, especially if you remember in F5 at Spa. And Graceful Rook's got a 5-second penalty for running into the back of Desbro. I have to assume that's what it was because he's behind him.
Yep, Graceful Rook has got damage to that left part of the front wing. It looks like the Haas is going to have to pit on this lap.
Tragic for him because he needed those hards to at least go another 10 laps before he could even think about pitting. Of course, now he's got to pit onto a set of mediums or perhaps softs and then back onto his hards. He did have a driver do that last night and almost went the whole race distance on those hards.
Shout out to Biscuits.
And we got Blazer Guns in the pits after only 4 laps on the hards. He's pitting. And of course, no one else is following him. Or except Graceful Rook. He's actually following him.
Well, this is a very bold strategy by him.
Both of them started on hards, and both of them are pitting off of the hards. I assume onto the mediums. Graceful Rook, I understand he had to pit. He had the wing damage. But Blazer Guns, it just doesn't... I don't understand it. Unless he just felt terrible on the hards, in which case I get that.
mean, he didn't seem to show much pace on those hards, so might be looking to go on
Oh, really? Ethan with a 5
stop.
second speeding penalty. Sucks for him because he's on brand new mediums and he's pitting again. I assume back onto his old hards, and yes, he is. Right back onto his old hards. Which all I can say to that is fair enough. I can understand it. Get your mandatory pit stop out of the way. But you're not going to be able to take those the whole way. You're going to have to pit again for something. Wee Biscuits last night showed us you can take the cards 25 laps. But don't try to take them 26. If you really want to, you can pit with 2 to go onto a set of softs. And take fastest lap if you want. Certainly not a bad idea if you're not a guy who scores a lot of points and you just want to take a fastest lap away. You want to take a point away from someone who scores a lot of points.
Seems to be a little bit of congestion at that final.
Oh, to be fair, it's also the fact that the safety car doesn't go very fast in some corners. You'd think it would go way faster, or even sometimes way slower, and it's just the opposite happens, and then you're like, oh, okay, and then you've got an accordion effect going on throughout the field.
Yep.
Almost everyone has caught up. Graceful Rook is just now caught up to the back of the safety car train. Willy Bumps should be there by the end of Sector 1. Modcat and Really Ethan will take a little longer. It'll probably be by the end of the lap. Alpha has just rejoined the session. Oh, geez, I didn't even know he wasn't in.
Harry and Alpha are really going to have to try and find some temperature in these tyres because they're not going to have techers behind them on those mediums. Same with Nifty Nazar, he's going to have to get some temperature in his tyres because he's going to have Thomas fighting behind, who's made up 12 positions at the start, so he's had an absolutely phenomenal start.
Certainly has. We'll look through this. Switch Techers up 7 plus 12 for Thomas. -3 for Desbro on the other hand. -3 for Slinky. +4 for Slim. -9 for Blazer Guns after his pit stop off of the hards. And -12 for Really Ethan. You've got to think he'll be able to make a comeback. And he's almost caught up to the field, so it begs the question. Oh yeah, wow. Safety car will be in this lap, and looks like Harry and Alpha might have had contact there. I'm not sure.
Really
No
Ethan telling us
penalty.
that he's going to go to the end on those tyres. That'll be interesting to see.
I very much doubt it unless he's able to get at least 2 more safety cars, because remember, Rory couldn't get those to the end, and it looks like Richie's gone already. He's already going.
He's got a nice gap to
shocked
Fister
he
behind him.
chose to go so soon, but it completely caught Fister off guard. Over 8/10 between him and Richie.
Soggy Salmon looking all behind
Oh,
at the
and
moment.
Fister's around. Fister's just
What's
lost
happened
it.
there?
He just lost it. There was no contact. He just lost it completely. Oh, and Willy Bum's around too. Both the drivers I've spectated through turn 2 have spun. I need to stop going on board with these guys, because it has just caused 2 drivers to spin off. Oh, the tragedy. And that spin has caused Richie now to have a 2-second gap over Harry. Alpha trying to look for a move. Not meant to be. Not yet, anyway. But this could be a Ferrari 1-2. At the time, it was a Ferrari engine 1, 2, 3, 4. on the restart before Pfister's spin. And another thing to remember.
The back of this fight between Harry and Alpha at the moment.
Yeah. Tekker's trying to make sure, like I said, Tekker's trying to make sure that this championship's closed out tonight. He's certainly not going to get the win the way Richie's been looking. He's 2.2 seconds ahead of Harry.
Tekker's going to have sledging down to turn 1.
Oh, he's looking on the inside. It's side by side into the corner. And Alpha gives up the position. Might also know the fact that he's on the better tire in about a lap or two. He'll be on the better tire, so maybe he just wants to give up the position now so he doesn't have to worry about fighting him later. Slinky getting a 3-second time penalty. I believe that's the first 3 seconds of the race. It is. In the sprint race up to this point, we had 6 or 7 drivers with a 3-second. Now we've only got 1. And really, Ethan's just gotten past Modcat for P16. Laser Guns gets past Slinky for P12.
I think we'll let driver try to take it a bit more cautious on this race, knowing that track limits is quite easy to go out with here.
Oh, Asa Graceful Rook almost ran into the back of Slinky. Pfister's still stuck behind his teammate. At one point he was P3, he's all the way down to P15 now.
Is pushing Nifty through these corners.
He's trying to get past him. He's got to get past him.
Modular cat of the game.
Attackers. Yeah, we do. DRS will be enabled, and we've got Pfister in the pits. I was wondering how he had gained 7 positions in half a second, but this is how. So it's still right on the back of him. Corks right on the back of Thomas. Don't think he'll be able to get him here. Laser Guns on the back of Slim Shady. Modcat onto the softs, Pfister onto the hards. He'll be able to go to the end on those tires. It looks like Pfister will be the first of many to go onto the hards. It begs the question, did he go too soon? We got a yellow. What's happened here? Modcat spun out of the pit lane. Oh, jeez. Look how close this fight for P5 is between Nifty Harvey and Corks. Corks almost going off track just to try and get the move done. Try and see if he can get Ethan back in. On board with Corks. We got another fight here for P12 between Soggy, Slinky, and Graceful Rook. Looks like he might have the move done on Slinky. The question is, does he get the move done on Soggy? No, he got hit. Oh, and Graceful Rook's around. Meanwhile, up here for P6, we got a great helicopter angle for this one. Nifty Nasri gets P6 off Corks. Frenchie now up here fighting for the points. It's P8 for him. He's holding Desbro back behind in P9 and Laser Guns P10. Huge fight here. Oh boy, we got a 4-way fight there. Oh no, and Frenchie's off. Laser Guns hits the Alpha Tauri just in the back ever so slightly. I don't think it gave him damage. But then again, I can't tell for sure. Slim Shady right on the back of Epic Frenchie now. It's going to be a fight here for P10. They're about a second and a half behind Blazer Guns currently. Doesn't look like Nifty Nasri's going to get the DRS off of Thomas.
Was it Ethan that needed an invite back?
Yeah.
Right. Try to find him stuff. For some reason it's not coming up.
Desbro's gotten past Corks. It's P7 now for the McLaren driver. Right now they're going to be scoring 18 points, including the 2 from the sprint race. Not going to be enough though, as Teckers is P3. He's 15. Even after his 3 seconds, he'd still only lose 3 points, which means McLaren would only gain 6. As of right now, Aston Martin will win the Constructors' Championship if it stays just like this.
Yes, bro, plus, and then look at that slipstream. Just pulls to the inside of Nifty Nasri, making a position into the chicane.
Another good move by the McLaren. He's P6 now. He's just behind his teammate. Got to imagine his teammate's going to let him through. Perhaps even pit. We got a yellow on track. It's in sectors 3 and the beginning of sector 1. It's for the Alfa Romeo of Modcat. And oh, it looks like our race leader's in the pits. Richie Rich is in the pits. So is Harvey Thomas. Ipswich Tecker stays out. And we got another yellow. It's again Modcat. He's got no front wing, and it looks like he's absolutely cooked his tires at this point. Desbro with the DRS was able to keep P4 ahead of Nasri and company. Now he's got to use his pace to get away from Blazer Guns. And good news for Desbro, he's now out of the DRS of Nasri. The 3-second time penalty Ipswich got is not going to help him out here.
Blazer Guns with a phenomenal slipstream on Nifty Nasri, making up that position into P5.
I'm already on tires. I was about to be like, do I have tires?
Another time penalty.
Yeah, Graceful Rook with 6 seconds, and oh, we got a yellow. It's for Slim
Slim
Shady.
It's for Slim Shady.
What's happened to him?
I think he's had a moment through the chicane or something.
Not sure. Last I checked, he was fighting for P10 with Frenchie. Frenchie's now P8. He's about a little over 5 seconds ahead of Slim Shady now. Perhaps the two had contact. It's the only thing I can think of. Ipswich Teckers dives into the pits. No speeding here for him. Gonna give Alpha the DRS, and Modcat's retired from the session. I don't think that was a retirement in the pits. Well, I can't say for sure. I don't see him anywhere. We're going to ride on board with Graceful Rook. He's not out on track, so it was a retirement in the pits. Unfortunate end to his day. Especially considering how his teammate right now is leading the race. He even won a race this season, but he's just not been able to do a whole lot this season in F3. Desbro right behind his teammate, and I've got to say Desbro pitting onto the mediums may have done it a little too soon.
Graceful Rook getting really close to the back of some Shady at the moment.
I don't imagine any of the other hard runners. I don't imagine any of the other hard runners are going to be pitting in the next lap or two. There's just no chance. You don't want to be taking mediums that long. Modcat has left the session, ending his day for good. Unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo driver. I for sure thought Desbro was going to stay out for a bit longer take advantage of the hards and then go onto the mediums a little bit late, but I guess not. And of course, none of the hard runners are even thinking about the pits, and obviously not. The advantage you're going to gain pitting now is going to be completely negated by the end of the race when your tires are absolutely shredded. He's just got to hope for another safety car. Willie Bum in the pits. I imagine he'll be going onto another set of mediums, or perhaps back onto his hards.
Position to Richie Rich. Not want to affect his race clearly.
And Richie Rich currently is P1 out of drivers that have already pitted. I would count Graceful Rook and Blazer Guns, but they pitted 9 laps ago, so I'm not going to count them in that. By now, their tires are going to be feeling absolutely awful. Billy Bum going on to an old set of hards. Only got 1 lap of wear on them, so that is good news there. Graceful Rook takes the defensive line. Richie just blazes on past him.
Nifty Nazari has closed in on Cox as well.
Yeah, he has. These two
Cox
fighting
also
for
carrying that time penalty as well.
Yep. Harry, once again, staying out. Alpha also staying out. Desbro, I think at this point, knowing that these guys are staying out 2+ laps longer than him, I don't think he's going to be feeling very good about it. Corks pits, so does Nasri. Oh, almost contact. Frenchie
as well.
Salmon stays out. Slinky comes in. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure I'd even pit now. I would have gone an extra lap. You want to make those mediums be as fresh as they can be, as late as they can be. Richie Rich takes fastest lap of the race. It's 1:34.189. The gap between Harry and Richie Rich is 18.6 seconds. I'd say if you're Harry or Alpha, you've got to pit this lap onto the mediums, and then you'll be able to fight him by the end.
Almost was all out of shape coming through that first corner, which is allowed. That's the race.
Oh, oh. Sheesh, this is getting a little ridiculous, EA. You've been kicked out. For whatever rhyme or reason, the game kicked you out. Got Richie Rich, who's right on the gearbox to Soggy Salmon in the meantime. Alpine and Ferrari.
Why am I getting a podium cutscene?
Like I said, dude, you're getting kicked out. You've been desynced or something. Richie Rich gets past Soggy Salmon for P4. He's got 11.7 seconds of clean air ahead of him now. Harry and Alpha both choose to... No, Alpha gets a penalty. Gets a speeding penalty. He pit, but he sped. Oh, the heartbreak. He very well could have won this race, just like last week. But he speeds into the pits. He's going to have to hope for a miracle at this point. And Richie comes out of the final corner now. Richie's just past Soggy. Richie's just past his teammate Alpha. Alpha, though, does come out just ahead of Ipswich Techers. He has overcut the Aston Martin of Techers. Well, those tires are going to be very cold in the first few corners. We got a yellow. It's her Blazer Guns. He's lost it out of turn 6. Turn 7. I don't know this track nearly that well. But on the penultimate corner before the Mistral Straight, he's lost it. And Harry now has a 15.7 second gap to Blazer Guns. Richie Rich, meanwhile, he looks like his hards are really starting to heat up now. Really, Ethan in the pits. He's going on to his old set of mediums. And Harry stays out another lap. I don't know what he's planning here, folks, but he is definitely planning on stretching those hards. His lead to Richie is now 17.2 seconds. As of right now, if Harry came out of the pits at the end of next lap, he would be P4, maybe P5. He would be on brand new mediums, but he would lose a handful of positions. Blazer Guns pit, so actually he'd be P3 or 4 behind either Graceful Rook or Soggy Salmon. Well, the longer he waits, the more likely it is for Alpha to be able to overtake him out of the pits. And as the laps wind down, it's looking more and more likely that McLaren's hopes of Constructors' Championship for F4 or F3, excuse me, gonna slip away just ever so. We got a yellow
flag set
Blazer
for one.
Guns.
It's Blazer Gun.
It's Blazer Guns. Oh, and that could be a penalty, forcing Willie Bum way off the track just to avoid him. Oh, and Slim Shady now spins just after Blazer Guns gets it back under control. But at the front, I mean, just look at this gap he's got ahead of Richie Rich. And once again, he stays out. Harry's just trying to see how far he can push these hards. Corks with the 3-second time penalty. And we got yellows. It's for Slim Shady. Did he reset there?
I'm not sure. I wasn't on board with them. Graceful Rook's coming in though.
I switched over to him for a moment and I couldn't tell. Soggy Salmon also coming in. He'll get the pit. No, he pitted at the end of lap 1.
The second time in this race. It's the second time.
Oh, Soggy's retired in the pits.
That is
and he was running such a good race. Was promoted Nifty Nasri into the points.
Vesta one of few drivers out there without a time penalty. He's 4 tenths behind on Thomas.
Other drivers without time penalties include Harry, Richie Rich, Desbro, Fister, Epic Frenchie, Nifty Nasri, Willie Bum, Blazer Guns, and Slim Shady.
Fister's going to pull to the inside here. He's made the move into the chicane.
Oh, wow, yeah. I only caught the tail end of it, but that was a great move. And Harry's finally pit. Richie Rich's tires are going to be 7-lap old hards. Harry's going to be pitting after 19 laps on his hards. I'm curious as to what tires he's going on. We're going to ride on board with him. He's going on to the sauce. Oh boy, this could be a spicy gamble here. He's going to come out just behind Alpha. We're going to go on board with Ipswich, see if he can get him. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get Harry. So Harry is going to be P3 on a clean set of softs with no penalties. 8 laps to go as of right now. Harry can very easily make these tires to the end. But this is quite a strategy here. I did not think he was going to stretch them. I figured he'd pit about a lap or two after Alpha. I should say maybe a lap after Alpha. I wasn't sure when he was going to pit, to be honest. Jay Matthews said he was going on to the hards, or softs. And even with DRS, Ipswich Techers couldn't do anything to catch him. And look at that, Alpha's right there. Harry is right there, just about 2 seconds behind him. One thing's for sure, Harry is definitely going to be taking fastest lap. It currently belongs to Alpha with a 33.3. We got another yellow. Slim Shady. We're going to be watching along with Harry, though. And it's a virtual safety car. Oh, this is going to help out Harry with tire wear so much. That virtual safety car might have been the worst timed virtual for Richie Rich. He's going to save his tires so much going through these first two corners.
Could this gamble have paid off? He's gonna have 6 laps to nourish these tires. Managed to make up to P1.
Frenchie's got a drive-through. Who else has a drive-through? Corks. Corks and Frenchie both with drive-throughs. That could mean points for Blazer Guns or Willy Bum. Neither of whom have a time penalty. These two are also fighting tooth and nail for P12 right now, because they know with those two having drive-throughs, it's going to mean the fight for P10. Slim Shady's retired in the pits. 5 seconds for Alpha Harry. I mean, look at this. He's closing in. He's already closed in half a second. Despite the fact that the only thing in front of him was just a straight and one chicane.
Blazer Guns moved back ahead of Willy Bum.
Willy Bum's tires are 1 lap fresher. They're on the same hards, but 1 lap fresher for Willy Bum. Willy Bum do anything about it. Corks, oh, way wide on the exit there, and oh! Corks gets a 3-second time penalty for extending track. Epic Frenchie doesn't look like he got damaged or anything there, so good news for them. This is going to cost both Corks and Frenchie, I imagine, any chance of points tonight. Here's Blazer Guns and Willy Bum. There's Frenchie and Corks still in the pits after all this time. Slinky 6.87 seconds ahead of Blazer Guns. Looks like he could get points tonight. Back at the front, Harry. Got DRS on Alpha. Not able to make the move there though yet. You got a yellow on the back. It's for the other Williams. It's Corks. And Corks, it looked like he was going to score some good points for Williams tonight. Might not be able to score anything here. Right on board with Harry. Just behind Alpha. I don't think Alpha's going to be able to hold him back here. But Alpha's also been catching up to his teammate. He's only 2.6 back now. He's about 4 seconds back when the virtual started. He's now 2.6, so both of these two are catching up ferociously to Richie. Gotta wonder whether that's putting Richie under some pressure or not. Gap now is 2.4.
Definitely be in the back of his mind at the moment.
Harry now opens the DRS. Corks retires in the pits. Alpha's used all of his DRS there to keep ahead of him. This is why Harry couldn't catch him at all there. Frenchie gets a 3-second time penalty. Harry closing in, but not close enough. RV Thomas gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help him. Right now, it doesn't look like McLaren's going to take the constructor. They're going to be able to fight for the constructors next week. Oh! Rule Ethan almost ran into the AI of Corks. I went over to him quickly to make sure.
Is Harry going to have enough speed down this straight?
I know,
Well, I
better
think so.
question
Alpha's
for
going to
these
be
two.
Alpha's going to be charging his battery at the moment. You can see for the rest of the red flashing light on the back of his wing. Harry also without any DRS at the moment.
And neither of these two have any. Richie's only used a little bit, but they're less than 2 seconds back on him now. I wonder if they're going to be within DRS by the time the race is over or not. Maybe even before. These two are both out just about.
That's completely out now.
Oh, if I'm Harry, I'm going for that move. It's all or nothing there. He backed out too early. Blazer Guns gets a 3-second time penalty. That could very well hurt his chances of a points finish here tonight, as Willy Bum is still only 1.2 back on him right now. It looks like these two have lost a little bit of time to Richie Rich. Good news there for the Ferrari. The time penalties. Alpha has 5, Ipswich Techers with 3, 6 for Thomas, 6 for Slinky, 3 for Blazer Guns, 6 for Graceful Rook, 3 for Epic Frenchie, and Ruly Ethan. And Epic Frenchie
is a 10-second.
I think he cut the chicane. He might have cut the chicane. I can't say for sure, but that's probably what happened here. And Alpha must have a very low downforce setup, because he is, despite not having much ERS at all, he is able to keep him behind. And Epic Frenchie's crashed out. I don't think that's going to cause a virtual or anything. It's far too late. Only 3 laps to go. And if it did cause a virtual, it would probably save Richie from any chance of losing out on P1. The number one thing Richie's got to do is be careful with track limits. He's only got about 2.5 seconds between him and Harry. Pfister with a 3-second time penalty now. It's his first 3 of the race.
Harry's got to go for the move here if he wants any chance
Oh,
of getting
Willy
Richie
Bum
in
with
these
a
last 2
3-second.
laps.
And Willy Bum's now crashed.
Alpha playing the ultimate defense here for his teammate at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Harry got enough traction though. This is an absolutely phenomenal defense by Alpha at the moment.
Harry touched the inside curve there. He had to let off a bit. Alpha with much better traction out of the final corner there. That might be the only thing that allows him to keep P2 here. Harry's tires by now are got to be just about dead. I don't think there's anything left in them. At least not, premium speed or grip-wise. He's just going off the track. No penalty there, so good news there, I guess. At this point, if you're Richie Rich, penultimate lap of the race, I think you just got to save your ERS. He uses a bunch here. Harry using all his ERS. He's got the DRS, but he's not got much of a speed advantage here. And look, this is him without ERS usage. He was 198. Harry's top speed is about 203. And he's not much slower than him at all, so he must be running a very low downforce setup to be able to keep that kind of speed down the straights. I think Harry's lost any chance he's got at passing Alpha. I think he had to pit a lap earlier and perhaps onto the mediums. If he'd have done that, he probably would have gotten past Alpha. I don't know if he would have caught him nearly as quickly, but he certainly would have gotten past him by now. The tires are they're just gone now. Across the line, Richie Rich will start the final lap of this French Grand Prix. Got 2.7 seconds to the next guy behind him. He's got the lap car of Ruly Ethan up ahead. Whether he catches him or not really doesn't matter, as long as Ethan just doesn't hold him up or anything.
I think Harry's going to have to settle for P3 here.
Well, no, he's going to get P2 after the penalty.
Oh, that is true. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why he had backed off a wee bit here.
Really, Ethan is off to the side. He's going to let Richie Rich through. And I think at this point, Harry's just letting off now. Letting off now just to make sure the tires don't go off completely. And keep within the 5 seconds, because he's also got the guy behind him to worry about, but he's got penalties. Coming through the final 2 corners, though, Richie Rich will be your race winner here for the French Grand Prix. Out of the final corner now, he's using every last bit of his ERS. He knows that you can't save any for later, so he's going to use it here, take the win. It's P1 Richie Rich, P2 for Harry. He had a valiant effort to try and take back the lead, but Alpha frankly was a moving chicane. He wasn't going anywhere. P3 Alpha, Techers P4. He secures Aston Martin's F3 Constructors Championship. Well done and congratulations to both you and C. Bradshaw, our Drivers Champion. Desbro P5, P6 for Pfister, P7 Harvey Thomas, Nifty Nasri, Slinky Maliki gets P9, P10 for Blazer Guns, Graceful Look P11, and really Ethan stuck it out the whole way, finishing P12. Yeah. He certainly could have quit. He certainly could have held up Richie just to, just to be like, no, I don't want to finish a lap down. He could have, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm. Would you like me to chuck the top 3 in an invite?
Yes. Ferrari with, I believe, their first double podium this season in F3. Would have been P2, P1 and a 1-2 finish for him if not for his 5-second speeding penalty. Of course, I am talking about Alphas. Richie Rich scoring almost maximum points. Ferrari nearly scoring maximum points here, scoring a 54 points total. Someone's already hit that already wants to leave. All right, so I'll get through this quickly then. Only 11 different points finishers in the sprint. This is what we look like here for the race. And personally, I would say my driver of the day is either Ipswich Techers or Harvey Thomas. Both of those two started in the sprint race, didn't have a very good sprint race, and certainly made up for it in the main race. Ipswich Techers didn't get a podium. He only got P4, but it was just enough to secure the Constructors' Championship. Well done to Ipswich and Bradshaw once again. All right. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing?
Hello.
Need to make sure we can get all three of our drivers in here.
I believe Alpha doesn't have a headset.
Ah, okay. That would make sense. In that case, we're going to start with you, Harry. Led most of the opening stint of the race. You went a little long on those hards and then pit onto the sauce. What was the mindset there?
I guess just try and like overcut and then get within like, because on my thingy it said I'll come out second ahead of Alpha, so I was like, oh, I'll keep going, and then I came out the pits behind Alpha, so it kind of screwed it all over. But yeah, I guess I just managed to get back to P2 and then good race overall.
How are you feeling heading next week for a season finale in our this game's finale at Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix?
Not best, because I did another league like a couple days ago around there, and I got like 12 seconds of penalties, so I definitely need to do a lot of practice. But yeah, hopefully I can do as well there as I did tonight.
Certainly hope so. Thank you for the interview, Harry. Well done today. Best of luck next week.
Thank you.
On to our race winner, Mr. Richie Rich. How are you feeling tonight, man?
Oh, pretty good. Happy with the debut win for Ferrari.
Certainly imagine you are. What was the mindset heading into this race for you?
Well, luckily I had a league race earlier this week, which was France. So I had a lot of practice, and I went for a different strategy. It probably wasn't the best, but I just didn't want to get into any incidents at the start.
Well, you certainly avoided incidents at the start. You won not only the sprint, but the main race as well. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, very good, very good. Would have liked to have got fast lap as well, but Alpha had that, I think.
Yeah, he did. He did take fastest lap. Honestly, shocked Harry hadn't taken it on those softs.
I think he got held up.
Yeah, that is true. Well, next week will be Mexico. How are you feeling for Mexico?
Not a fan.
Neither of you a fan. All right.
I just lots of penalties.
Anything else you want to say before we end it all here tonight?
Nope, that's about everything from me.
All right. Well, in that case, I have been your host, the American voice of RSF1, Days Freak, alongside my co-commentator, Aaron Sco. Thank you all for tuning in. Goodbye and good night.